Right. So, wow. Oh, what a month we've had. You know, and really it's all just, it's all happened and really, really sped up since we had that serious Lionsgate. You know, really, and from that powerful gateway, we were activated and really initiated into absolutely the next level of our personal transcendence and the development of a higher level of oneness, I guess. Sorry, I've just got to turn this music off. You know, really, and to a higher level of knowing, you know, that which we truly are. And we're discovering more of that every day. So, and those incoming follow-up waves in the weeks between Lionsgate and now, and we've had a lot of them, they've initiated us even deeper, I think, into that sort of rebirthing of ourselves once more. And although it, you know, it is for many and at times for all of us a sort of trial by fire, for want of a better way to put it, thankfully it has given us moments of this exquisite bliss and certainly greater coherence or unity and wholeness as we re-embody more and more and have that remembrance more and more. But now, wait for it, yes, you guessed it. We're approaching another solar gateway. So, you know, and we'll be traversing through that this week as we move into the September Equinox, which is occurring next Monday. So, and whilst sort of chaos appears to be rising, you know, that chaos energy appears to be rising around the planet, this equinox portal will bring for us light workers more of those bliss moments or hours or days, depending on how much you seem to get of it at a time. And I really encourage you this week to take a moment or two and just consciously feel into it. It's a perfect moment to reset from the intensity that we've been through the last few months and especially the last month. So, excuse me. I put another log on the fire before we started, but all this smoke poured off and set off the smoke alarm, so it's still a bit smoky in here. So we all know the equinox is very important gateway moment and has always been observed, as we talked about in the past, by the ancient wise ones and the indigenous. And this September equinox holds the energy of balance and unification. And it holds the promise to open dimensional doorways and to really shower us in a huge influx of light codes, which will uplift us and empower and awaken us to even greater, higher levels of consciousness. And I just kind of say, well, you know, bring it on. We're ready and bring it on. And we sort of think, or we might, you know, that little human mind might jump in and say, well, you know, but we keep getting higher levels. Yes, we do, but there's no end to this. It's a toric field that goes on. It's an infinity of expansion and expansion and expansion. And it's exciting as much as, you know, it's a little tough on our physical bodies. It's exciting. So the frequency on this planet is rising very quickly and by very large amounts, and we're rising with it as we form sort of new loving connections with ourselves and uncover a really the deeper love and respect for our Mother Earth. And I've noticed this just even in everyday people, that they're becoming much more aware of and having more respect for Mother Earth. And many on the planet are now finally realizing that she and we truly belong to each other. And this ascension process is interwoven and deeply rooted in our connection and unity with her. So what's sort of happening at the moment? We're witnessing the anomalies of our second life here, or rebirthing of ourselves as the new humans. And this is energetically and physically. And these are being formed and shaped now by the inheritance of all this divine light, which is now stabilizing within us through you guys, because of you guys, and our creator beingness. And it's inducing energies streaming continuously from the great central sun and assisting us moment to moment. In past times, it would only happen at certain times during the year. We're experiencing these moment to moment through our consciousness, through our love and our really powerful heart, and they're becoming more powerful every day. And it's to embody the new earth, or the new human template, or the new earth and the human or woman of source, which is what we all are. So as well, the Galactics are working with us directly, and they're emitting sort of angelic creator type waves and frequencies to help shape our intelligence and thought forms into higher systems according to the law of oneness. And thus we're coming into a new origin, or a new set point. So originally the set point might have been here, and we're coming to a new set point, which is at a much higher place now. And this is for our entire existence, to the evolutionary, like we've been reset to the magical and to the sacred. And we always were this, but there was interference and disconnection. But part of this great adventure that we're on is to go from that complete non-awareness, and having been connected, and completely forgetting who we were, to this remembering process. And we've done it. We're doing it. There's more light on this planet than ever before, and so much more is coming in, and so much more will come in, as everything that shouldn't be here and should never have been here is cleared, and more of us remember who we are. In fact, it's predicted that the day after equinox, there will be a super massive solar flare that has the potential to awaken millions and possibly billions of the beings on the planet. So plant that seed and own it, and let's create that. Let's use and utilize with our skills and our knowledge as light workers for that to manifest. So, we are riding the wave of a new arc of light. And that arc is a geometry of light, wherein our souls, revolving in endless cycles of God consciousness, shall reveal to us life within life, and what comes next for each of us to further establish a new dimension of creativity and settle our luminous bodies of light and fully integrate them and fully hold them constantly in our bodies, our sovereignty and our spiritual freedom, which we haven't had for eons on this planet because it was railroaded. So for those of us that have experienced uncomfortable and rather disconnecting energies within our bodies and our soul for periods since the light gates, be reminded that you have come to serve humanity and earth during the most profound shift of any age. No one said it would be a picnic. In fact, no one actually thought we would succeed, but we are and will. Beyond all of the highest hopes and expectations. And you will all be richly rewarded as we rise higher above the chaos and darkness and transmute all that has been surfacing on the planet. And you all have had work, we've all had to work hard to transmute through ourselves. Believe you are so deeply loved for all your perseverance and courage. Absolutely. It has always, or is to be paramount for our beings during these times. It's the importance is paramount to be in nature and to connect to the elementals as we continue to empty and forgive anything and everything that comes up from the past or present or planetarily, which is causing disruption or potential distortion. And anything that puts us into a state of fear is a distortion. And connecting in with Mother Nature, with the trees, with the forests, with the rocks, with the ocean, whatever it is for you, this will allow us to fully release our former lives, because we're moving to another set point, as I said earlier, and we struggle in our humanness to release our old attachments. But once we do, it's enabling us who are prepared to hold and to stabilize our Christed life force energy and to come into union with our Christed new earth body, the new humans. So indeed, there've been and are points of reconciliation to be passed through. However, this can be done quite quickly now. And I know with the discussions that I've had with different people this week, yes, there may have been things come up, or there may have been things reflected upon them, but we seem to be able to get back into that higher state much more quickly now. And what this does is it leaves us free to go about the business of really mastering the embodiment of transcendence, which means becoming the pillars of purity and becoming the pillars of light and love and compassion, fully expressed instead of hindered and hampered, and able to interact effortlessly with all of ourselves, like all of ourselves, and many dimensions or many other realities simultaneously, not one at a time, simultaneously. So it almost feels like we soon can consciously be part of all that we have been a part of forever, as well as prepare ourselves to be active creators and stewards. And we're already this, like we're already stewards of a new earth. And this is a good thing. So we're being asked to not be afraid of the absence of clarity, that many may be feeling. The clarity that we've always needed about things, we've always needed to drill in and understand things and have this clarity. It's an old control paradigm. And it's time to move to new frequencies and just be in total trust, knowing that all will be clarified in good time. And just allow now and just be in each moment. You know, as we learn to sort of traverse life minus the 3D and the 4D preconceived notions and agendas and perceptions, because they're no longer valid. They're no longer valid. We are creating a new way of existence that we haven't had access to personally in this lifetime, because it's always been interfered with. So they're just asking us to just pay attention to our frequency, because it is the telltale for everything coming and going. And if we feel our frequency getting dragged down, then stop and drop and roll. No, not necessarily, but stop and bring back in the light. Remember who you are, and that everything that appears to be chaos is coming up to leave, and we're not to buy into it. We're not to buy into it or allow it to lower our frequencies, because truly there's a magical sacredness going on right now in this transference or transforming into a Christed God human that feels like nothing I have ever felt before. And I'm sure you all are feeling the same. So, you know, we're stepping into unknown territory for us. On a higher level, we've experienced this and we know this. But in our humanness, it's all new territory in every moment of every day. So we're on this massive learning curve, and it's such a blessing. And so, you know, when we're in those higher states and functioning from that state, even if it's only for moments at a time, those are our bliss moments. And those amongst us who are empaths and teachers and coaches and healers, which is basically everyone here, we're being called to recalibrate our lives and get really strong and get really used to the energies. The past 2 weeks haven't been easy on anyone that I've spoken to who is helping to guide and lead the way into 2020, which is going to be huge, and the Aquarian Age, which we've all, well, the hippies tried to sing to us about it. We all know about it. So there's been a great need to cleanse and heal our own personal lives, and we're all doing that consciously. And that's so the integrity and the authenticity can emanate through our work, and it is. And you'll also find that with the planetary intensity, any procrastination and moving away from our core starts to become very obvious very quickly. And I personally have had my butt kicked universally in this regard more than once in the past month, if I allowed myself to drop into fear. And yeah, they're just not allowing us to do that anymore. So, but this is because the 3D structures on Earth are being dismantled extremely quickly, and they are, the dark forces are pushing back on the light workers because they're really feeling the critical mass of awake souls now. The critical mass who are embodying the 5D new earth energy and are creating from that higher spiritual plane of our focused intent with complete self-responsibility. So if you work for spirit in any way, which I know you all do, you are feeling under a little bit of pressure now. And they want you to know that it's okay. They want you to know that you're okay. And everything is going to be okay. That came through very strongly today, that they wanted to say that. The white light and the angelic forces are reaching out really to assist us. So don't be too proud to ask for their help. Their words, not mine. Allow yourself to get supported while we grow into these new selves, while we get stronger in being our new selves, and do what you need to feel good. And this is so you can repel and transmute planetary negativity. Try not to allow yourself to be slipping into fear-based energies, because at this juncture in time, it may open you up to feel and carry pain from the deconstruction of 3D structures on Earth. And they're asking us not to engage with this anymore. That part of our mission is complete. Okay? That part of our mission is complete. We step away from that now and allow what will be will be. So just cleanse and clear your space as you envision the great soul that you are emanating through your physical body and integrating and stabilizing into your fields. And also under the new earth, like these fifth dimensional energies, it's becoming increasingly necessary to self-correct daily. And for me, sometimes it's moment to moment. We're being asked to start or continue monitoring ourselves, ensuring that we're applying self-responsibility in every moment and doing our individual best to create a high frequency consciousness, firstly in ourselves, but then that emanates on Earth and out to the collective. So, yeah, busy times, powerful times, exciting times, challenging times, and unprecedented times. So, yeah, I'm going to